Hey, everybody, it's Tony Codispoti from GreatVocalMajority.com YouTube channel, podcast, and website. And today is September 6th, 2019. It's the day after the Bureau of Labor Statistics has released its August Employment Situation Report, and I gleaned some data off those various reports that they do, and I wanted to share some information with you. I wanted to show how things have changed since President Trump has been in office. So I used two data points. First, January of 2017 and August of 2019. And I wanted to look at the number of people employed, the number of unemployed, and the number of people not in the labor force in those two periods and compare the change by race. So here's what I found. Some interesting stuff. If you look back at January of 2017, we had approximately 8.8 million people unemployed, of which about 5.3 million of them were white, 1.5 million black, and 1.5 million Hispanic. And Asians are a small number, so very, very few unemployed Asians relatively. In August, those numbers have all declined in terms of unemployed. And what I would like to point out is the change column here. The number of unemployed since President Trump has been in office has declined by 1.8 million or 21%. Now, 1 million of that 1.8 million are whites. 1 million fewer whites are unemployed. That declined, this 1 million represents a 19% decline off of this number here. And that's significant. But what's really interesting are the declines for blacks and Hispanics. Now, if you look at the black number has gone down by 405,000 unemployed. We went from 1.5 million to 1.1 million. That represents a 26% decline in the number of unemployed. In other words, 1 in 4 blacks who were unemployed in January of 2017 are now working. That's a noticeable change. And almost as good as that are the Hispanic numbers, which is a decline of 23% off of the January 2017 number. And this is a big deal. I mean, when you come from these communities, it's going to be noticeable that when you have 26% of the unemployment, 26% of the people who are unemployed are no longer unemployed. That is not something that people miss. That's a noticeable change. Same with the Hispanic group of 23%. Now, I also want to look at the employed column. Now, we have 7.5 million more people employed today than in January of 2017, and this is largely a function of the growth in population, but it's also affected, of course, by the availability of jobs, naturally. But of that 7.5 million, about 42% of it went to white people. Okay? Which is unbelievable when you consider it, because 64% of the population is white. And if this was all working out equally, we would see 64% of the jobs going to whites. They're not. And before you jump to conclusions and think I'm trying to imply that that's a bad thing, I'm not. I'm implying that that's a good thing, because where did the jobs go? The jobs went, my friends, to blacks and Hispanics to the tune of 3.4 million. 3.4 million out of 7.5 million. In other words, 46% of the jobs, of the number of people employed, the growth in the number of people employed since January of 2017 have gone to blacks and Hispanics. Again, a very noticeable change. What does this mean? It means that whatever you think of President Trump, his policies are leading to greater equality. That's what's happening here. We're getting there. We're going in the right direction. It's not perhaps as dramatic as some people would like, but it is moving in the right direction. We see that the share of people who are white that are employed has gone down by 1.1%, right? It just means that the numbers are moving more in line with the share of the population. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. So President Trump supposedly is a racist, but his policies are leading to higher Black and Hispanic employment. So if he's a racist, he's really doing a bad job. In any case, that's what I wanted to leave you with. I wanted to show you this chart to show you that President Trump's policies are leading us to greater equality. People may scoff at that, but these numbers don't lie. Thanks for listening.